How's it going, guys? We're at Fight Logic TV, sitting here with California kid, Urijah Fabers, a man who really needs no introduction, especially here in California. Hey, how's it going today?
Doing great. Thanks for having me.
All right, so we're about 11 days out from your fight. Being fighting in the tough finale. How you feeling?
I feel great. Training's been going well. I came right off of another fight, so it's always good to just keep the ball rolling. I came off of a good win. I only had one fight the previous year, so it's good to stay busy this year.
All right, you had an excellent performance. Of course, you won by submission. Is there any performances that you wish you could repeat? Maybe like, I know you had a really good performance against Jens Pulver. Do you ever think, oh, I wish I could do that again against someone else? Or
I don't like to live in the past, but I definitely love to watch some of that stuff. And I feel like I have some big fights in the future. I'm just focused on that for now, but there's been some great ones, man. Jens Pulver was one for sure.
So we were here a few months ago. You seemed pretty hands-on during practice, coaching the team, coaching your team alpha male and stuff. Do you pull away when you have a fight coming up, and is it more focused on you, or do you continue coaching? Or
for me, I'm not necessarily a coach. I'm kind of like a team leader out here. One of the guys that helps some of the younger guys, especially with the mental game and things like that, giving it talks after the practices. But we have a whole staff of coaches out here. We have Dwayne Bang Ludwig's the new head coach here. He's doing an amazing job. We got Master Tong, we got Fabio Prado, Dustin Akbari, Justin Buckles, Lance Palmer. We got all these guys that are helping out in addition to myself. So I don't really feel pressure to have to coach while I'm training. So do you think it benefits you guys then when you guys all have? Because right now there's about, I know, 4 of you that have fights coming up in the next about 4 weeks. So do you think that's a beneficial thing, that you guys all have fights together, or does it help to have it spread out so you guys can focus more on one person or another? I think it's great to have, everyone kind of working towards the same timeline and same goal. We have a lot of guys that most folks haven't even heard of that are also training for fights. Not necessarily in the UFC, but anywhere from Bellator to showdown fights in Utah and RFA. We've got guys that are ready to compete that are in all different divisions. So we've got a big team that are all pushing for the same thing. Okay. And I know you founded MMA Draft. So, right. So you're involved in making sure that even as low as amateurs get their name out there. Is there any amateurs from your gym that you want to let the fans know about to look forward to coming up? We've got a ton of great amateurs. There's Eric Sanchez, who is undefeated as an amateur, Joseph Bobo Morales, Angelo Trevino. We have Solomon Admahar. We have a ton of great guys that are up and coming from this gym, and those are just four guys that have been with us since they were young kids, since anywhere from 11 to 14 or 15 years old. Those guys have been coming up in this gym, so it's exciting. Yeah, an MMA Draft is all about the amateurs. It's all about events happening in the amateur world, techniques for the amateurs, articles on the right way to take their careers and things like that. So it's a really unique site. Nice. So you seem to have an eye for talent. I have a side question. Is there any celebrity or athlete from a different sport that you think would be successful in MMA if they crossed over? Like maybe someone like LeBron James. He's super athletic, super long. Is there somebody you could see that would? I think there's been a couple of guys that would probably carry over. I think Shaquille O'Neal would have been one for sure that could have done well. I mean, he's got the confidence, and he's a savage when it comes to being an athlete, and he loves MMA. So I think Shaq would have done all right. I could see him getting a Hong Man Choi punching match, something like that, like that classic fight. And then Clay Matthews, he's another guy that I think has the confidence and kind of the type of athleticism and the type of mentality that would be good as a fighter. Yeah, he's definitely an aggressive guy. Yeah. So for up-and-coming fighters, let's say the amateurs that are out there, what advice can you give them? The ones that want to reach your level, the ones that want to be successful. What advice can you give them that only comes from the kind of experience that you have right now? I would say a couple things. First, understand that it's not easy. So this is a long journey. It's not like you're going to give it a try for a year or 2 or 3 and see how it goes. This is a lifetime thing. I've been wrestling since I was about 12 or 13 years old, and I've been competing as an athlete now for almost 20 years, about 20 years now. So it's something that, as long as you don't give up, you've got a chance to do something big. So it's the guys that really stick with it, don't get frustrated, surround themselves with the right people and have a positive attitude.
All right, so the next time we're going to see you perform, it's a tough finale. You're going to be going against Scott Jorgensen.
Yeah.
How is that? You guys have cross-trained before, haven't you? Or
yeah, we've cross-trained. We're actually buddies. You know, I know his family. We hung out together. He's trained out here. I've trained out there. But this is business for us. We came into our friendship as competitors. He was at Boise State and I was at UC Davis. So, you know, we're just going to keep it like that. Be buddies before, be buddies after, and then try to wreck each other in the cage.
Nice. Do you think it's an advantage or disadvantage if you guys have cross-trained before?
We'll find out. Whoever wins can say it was an advantage, but I don't really feel like it's something that I could say, yeah, it's an advantage or disadvantage. We haven't trained a ton together as of late, as of the last, 5 years or so. It hasn't been like we've trained a lot together, so, it's going to be a whole new Scott Jorgensen when I step in that cage.
Sure. All right, guys. Well, there you have it. California kid, Urijah Fabers. You want to give them any information where they can contact you, maybe your address to your gym so they can come and try it out?
This is Ultimate Fitness, 1705 I Street. Come check us out. Team Alpha Males out of here. Torque Athletics, torque1.net is our website. MMAdraft.com. And thank you to my managers, MMA Incorporated, and everybody that gets behind me. Amp Energy, Metro PCS. We got a Patino Diet. Thank you guys.
All right, you guys are watching Fight Logic TV. For more episodes, go to fightlogic.net. Thank you for having us.
You got it.
Hey, you're watching Fight Logic TV. We're sitting here with Joseph Benavides. Thank you for coming.
What's up, man? Thank you.
So you have a fight coming up, obviously April 20th. You and about two of your teammates are going to be fighting on the same card. And obviously Urijah Fabers fighting a week before you guys. How's training camp been going?
It's awesome, man. It's really cool that, in a matter of a week's time, we'll have 4 UFC wins and 4 guys going at it. And, we're staying pretty active this year already, which is awesome for me. And I know Faber and a lot of us, we only got to fight 2 times last year, and now it's April and all of us are already fighting twice, getting in there. I feel like they just call in on Team Alpha Male when they need, to fill up a card or take somebody out. So we're like a wrecking crew, like bringing in someone from Team Alpha Male. So it's awesome, we're all getting our fights in. Chad's had about 3 fights canceled, and he's finally getting in there. So we've all been hitting the grind here for a while, and, we're always training hard, but there's a different intensity. When we're all fighting, and, the fact that we're all fighting on the same card, we're just bringing out the best in each other. We're all peaking and, at the same time. And, it's always awesome going into the fight, to the battle with your teammates like this. So it's always exciting. Last time we had 3 guys on the card, we went undefeated, so plan on doing the same thing.
Nice. And you guys have Urijah Fabers going a week before you guys. That's got to be motivational. You're going to be coming off a win, get the team all riled up and excited, ready to go, huh?
Definitely, man. Just everything. We're on a good, really good momentum right now, so that's only going to, we're just going to keep it going.
So what do you think it is that separates Team Alpha Male? You guys do something different in training than most teams? Is it the camaraderie? What do you think it is that separates you guys?
It's a lot of that. I mean, hard work is obviously the secret. Everyone asks me, like, you got superstitions before your fight or anything? It's like, just train hard. And, we're really good at that. And, everyone that comes and trains with us for any amount of time realizes how hard we train. So that's the start, but also just the names and the bodies and the talent we have in the room. There's obviously us guys in the UFC. I think we have 5 or 6 right now. But, we have guys that are just as tough that aren't in the UFC, just as tough, and they're pushing us every day. And I think a lot of it has to do with the camaraderie, like you mentioned. We all want the best for each other. There's no jealousy, and, like, of course we're competing against each other in practice, but we all genuinely want the best for each other. And, that shows up in practice. Like, we're not holding each other back in practice, we're pushing each other forward. So just the fact that we all care about each other and, love each other like brothers, we want everyone to succeed. So you can have this many people wanting you to succeed, it's really hard not to. And pushing you to succeed, it's hard not to succeed.
All right, so what do you know about your opponent? You think this is a matchup that, obviously you think this is a matchup that fares in your favor, but is there any special game plan you're doing because of this specific opponent, or?
Not really. My opponent's Darren Uyenoyama. I mean, he's a tough guy. Everyone in the UFC that you're going to fight is going to be really good. And, I go with good guys every day, but I mean, it's a fight, it's something I do every day, and that's just kind of how I look at it. It's like, no different than a guy that comes in and stays a month and I spar with for the first time, and I usually get the best of those guys. And, except this time I get to hit the guy as hard as I want and elbow him if I want and get paid and, make my family, my friends, my teammates all proud. So, I just take that approach and, I find I fight better, you know, when I just look at it as another day and it's not life or death out there, you know. It's just what I love to do, and I go out there and do it. So, of course, he's going to, you know, he's going to bring some things to the table. You know, they're going to be hard to deal with, but, you know, that's why we do it, you know, to test ourselves and test our skills. So, you know, it's just a test of skills out there, and I look forward to going out there and test myself against the best, and, you know, that's what Darren is for sure. But, you know, I definitely think I can beat anyone in the world at my weight.
So how long have you had this mentality for? Because it has to be nerve-wracking going into the UFC for the first time or fighting on a higher level the first time. Have you always had this I'm the best mentality, or is this something that developed over wins?
You know, it started to develop over wins, but, I mean, it started, you know, even my first fight, I remember not being nervous. And at that point, not that I thought I was the best in the world, but I thought I was better than the guy I was fighting. You know, it was like back in New Mexico where I used to fight, and it was just like, I remember the first fight, in my first few fights, I was like waiting to be like nervous, and I was just like, man, I was already in the cage, and like I literally, like, I don't feel anything, like I'm just excited. So it was always like that, and you know, that's just how it's been since every fight. And obviously I've grown confidence with some good wins, and you know, just going out there a bunch, and you know, I already have, I think, total 25 fights.
Oh, wow.
So, I mean, you know, that's a lot of fights. I've fought some of the best guys in the world. And, you know, 25 fights, 22 wins. And, you know, I've only lost to world champions, Cruz and Demetrius. So, you know, you grow a certain confidence from there. And the guys I train with, you know, of course, give me confidence. I know I'm going in with Faber and Dillashaw and Chad and these guys trying to take my head off every day. So I go in there, I'm like, they're not going to be any tougher than these guys I'm going with. And usually I have to go with those guys, one round with this guy, one round with this guy. So I'm fighting three guys that are better than this guy. You know, right now it's just one guy standing in my way, and that's kind of my approach. It's like this one dude is standing in my way and of what I want. If I have to, you know, if someone told me I got to beat him up right now, I'm going to do it. So
Nice. So what advice can you give then up-and-coming fighters? Maybe every fighter is different, you know. Maybe the fighter that does get the nerves, and maybe the fighter that is just starting out in MMA. In order to make it to your level, what do you think it takes?
Well, like I said earlier, it takes hard work. I mean, nothing's easy. Like, you know, I mean, there's no like just like making money, there's no easy way to make money. There's no easy way to get better. Like, you got to go and put in the time. You got to work at it. You know, you got to do more than everybody else. You know, especially when you're beginning, you got to be doing extra. You know, because if this guy's better than you, and you know you're right here, and you guys are doing the same exact thing, you're never going to get better than him. You got to keep putting in that work and doing everything. So, also, I think what's real important for me and for everyone here at Team Alpha Male is to go and surround yourself with a good team that brings out the best in you. And for all the different individuals, like different coaches and different people and different teammates are going to bring out, you know, different skills in them. So find that team that you really click with and brings out the best in you, and you know that's going to help you improve a lot faster as well. But like I said, man, just go in and put in the hard work, and that's going to give you confidence in the cage. You know, if you're nervous, you know you're nervous about losing or getting beat up, but if you're going as hard as you can go in practice, like, what do you really have to be scared of? You know, you prepared as much as you can, and like, if you can tell yourself before the fight, like, I did everything I can to prepare, you know, what is there really to be scared of when you go in there? So just make sure you're giving it all in practice and going out there. And even when you enter a fight, I would say don't try to control the result as much. You can't go out there and say, like, I'm going to win or I'm going to lose or I have to win. It's like, you have to do as best as you can. You have to go as hard as you can. And that's really the maximum you can do. And then, you know, if you win or you lose, like, that's what happens. So there's nothing to be nervous of besides going out there and giving it your all and practice and in the fight, you know.
Right, so who would you say you credit your hard work, this mentality to? Who taught you this? Or was it something self-taught?
My work ethic, I would definitely have to contribute to my mom. You know, she's my hero, and she's a single mother, you know, raising 3 kids. And, you know, working a few jobs, still coming home and putting dinner on the table for all of us, dealing with 3 boys growing up, you know, trying to become men. And she just did an awesome job, you know, whether or not making enough money for us, always made sure, you know, we had what we wanted for Christmas and had good dinners and good holidays and Thanksgivings. And, you know, it's hard. I think about her, you know, going to work every morning and coming home every day and cooking dinner. And, like, sometimes I don't want to go to practice, but I can only imagine, you know, how my mom felt having to go to work for 8 hours, and that's something she didn't love. I love, fighting and practicing, and, after that, coming home from work and like having to cook dinner for 3 boys and still, then wake up at 6 in the morning every day. So I just think of that and how hard that was, and I'm like who I am because she did that to me and took such good care of us and taught us the right ways, and that must have been so hard for her. So I just think of how difficult that was for her and how hard she had to work, and I go in and do it.
And how did she feel when you started fighting? Was that, I know moms are extra caring, extra nervous. I know, because I do some training myself, and my mom doesn't like it.
Yeah.
Did she approve of it, or did she try to talk you out of it?
She loves it.
Oh, yeah.
My mom is my biggest fan. Like, she goes to every fight, sitting there first row. Whoever she's sitting by, she's like attacking and screaming for her mijo, and just loving it. Always bragging anywhere in New Mexico, wearing my shirts, telling people, that I'm her son, and, just really proud, as she should be. That's why I do it, just to make her proud. And, yeah, she likes it. I mean, she grew up, she was used to watching me wrestle, so she was already used to that combat. And then I think good for her, she hasn't seen me get beat up or get hurt, so it's a lot easier for her, to go and cheer me on and not get nervous when she sees me winning, most of the time, and not getting, seriously cut or injured or knocked out or anything. So, it's a little easier for her, but she enjoys it,
Awesome. So hopefully April 20th, your mom will be able to enjoy another win for you.
Definitely.
And as you make your way back to the title.
Yep,
so
for sure.
Thank you for sitting with us.
Thank you.
It's Joseph Benavides, guys. You're watching Fight Logic TV. Again, log on to fightlogic.net to view more episodes.
This is Joseph Benavides, and you're watching Fight Logic TV.
How's it going, guys? You're watching Fight Logic TV. I'm sitting here with Mike Sabala, the Maniac. So, Mike, you have a fight coming up June 1st. I bet you're excited about that. You're getting ready for it right now?
Yeah, man. Redemption in my eyes. So, man, revenge. Back in it.
So, how long has it been since your last fight?
A little over 4 weeks.
A little over 4 weeks?
Yeah.
Have you been changing anything in your game plan, changing anything in your training to get ready for this one, or?
Everything.
Everything?
Everything.
Tell us about it. What's going on?
First of all, my boxing for my first fight was on par. Second fight, I didn't really do it too much, more into my kickboxing. So back to basics, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Back to my boxing, back to my wrestling for sure. My legs, my stance, nothing was where I wanted it to be. So to be able to evolve, I have to break myself back down and start over again.
You seem hungry. You seem hungry for a victory.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
What fuels this hunger right here?
The opponent they're trying to set me up with, I just fought his teammate.
Oh, okay.
And his teammate beat me by a decision that I don't agree with, but show him different this fight coming up.
Right, and you got to think, if the same team's accepting the fight, that means they must think that they have something on you. That's got to be an extra motivation right there, huh? To get digging deep during training.
I feel like they're looking down on Team Alpha now a little too much. So, I'm an amateur. I'm an infant in my career. That was my second fight. I'm with one of the best teams in the world. I have nowhere but up to go. So I'm going to show them.
So why don't you open up a little more about Team Alpha now? How is it training here? Is this the only gym that you've ever trained at?
I've trained at 3 other gyms. They're all great, but to step my level up, to be able to be around people who know the game to an extremely professional level like the UFC. We have 5 fighters here in the UFC, and if I want to be in the UFC one day and I want to know how it feels to get that grind and know that work ethic, I have to be around those people who have that same work ethic.
It's got to be exciting seeing those people coming into the gym all the time.
It's nerve-wracking, man.
Is it?
Nerve-wracking, and not even playing. Being on the same mat with them, my stomach just flips sometimes because it's a constant show. I have to always constantly show that I'm here.
Oh, you have to earn your spot on the mat, huh?
Always, I'm an amateur. I'm not a pro yet. I have to earn that.
So when you watch them fight, then it must be. I know it's different when you're watching a teammate fight. When you're watching a teammate fight on that level, it has to be even more exciting. So how does that feel?
It's stressful because it's just like, oh man, you know everything. It's like, oh, do this, do that. You're screaming at the TV, and when you get hit, you're just like, oh, he didn't hit you hard enough. Get him back. It's just, someone, you see him on TV, and you got those bragging rights when the teammate wins, and then, of course, when they lose, you always got to be there for support. So.
Okay, so speaking about support, who else besides your team? Who's your support system? Is it your family, friends that support you to this, come to training with you?
Amazing friends, dude. If they can, they'll buy every front row seat, post up, and watch me all day long. But someone who's been there with me from day one is my fiance, Angelina Gonzalez. She's definitely been a major support role. If I don't want to go in one day, I'm lazy, you want to make money and you want to be someone, get your ass out of bed and go train some. I'm like, all right, training, going, you know. So she doesn't let me slack, and I'm loving that.
Nice,
and of course, my mom, you know, can't ever forget about the woman who birthed me.
So you're surrounded by basically celebrities in the MMA world, but outside of the MMA world, what's a celebrity that you would like to fight?
Outside would definitely be The Rock.
Oh, that's a big challenge, right?
God,
That's
he's
a big-
huge, bro. Like he has a movie coming up, No Pain, No Gain. His arms are like bigger than my head. You know, it's just.
Do you take that fight?
Dude, I would take that fight. Look, I fought that guy. You see that guy? I fought that guy.
I guess I see what they call you the maniac. I would not take that fight.
He's big, bro. Come on.
That's a big guy right
Probably
there.
pick me up, do a couple bench presses, and throw me. Okay, back up. Let's do it.
That's a big fight, man. So for your fight coming up June 1st, how can people who want to go watch you get a hold of tickets? They come see you, or
They can either come see me out here at Ultimate Fitness, Team Alpha Male. We always have the tickets. Also, they can always look it up, Titan Cage, and go there to the fights. There'll always be an open box office for tickets too.
okay, awesome. So you guys hear right there. This is Mike Sabala, Team Alpha Male Fighter, sponsored by FightLogic. For more FightLogic episodes, go on to fightlogic.net, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for coming by, Mike.
Hey guys, thank you for watching Fight Logic. This is the Maniac Mike and Team Alpha Male. Thank you guys.
Oh, thank you, Sammy, for tossing us back from SAC. Hope you guys had fun out there. Well, now I'm with one of our favorites here, Mr. Matt, the Machine. What's going on, brother?
Nothing much, man. Just getting ready for the next fight. You know, staying positive, staying energized, staying focused.
Nice. Yeah, I check your see your Facebook and your Instagram. So I see your juices, I see your drinks, I see your looking good.
You gotta stay healthy. You know, so like one of the main things I'm doing is keeping that diet going on, because the most important thing to me is if you're not feeling right, then you shouldn't be even fighting. You know, and that's how I feel. So I take care of my diet, take care of myself, and then from there on, training's good. Everything else just comes into play after that.
So since you've been mixing more juices and more changing your diet, how you've been feeling great or what?
Yeah, I actually have tons of energy, and it's just my diet consists of fruits, veggies, and actually I have fish once in a while, but mostly fruits and veggies. Tons of water, obviously. You gotta have water. But ever since I have been like constant fruits and veggies, it's been like it's like a miracle kind of thing, you know. And every time I go to practice, tons of energy, always moving, you know. And then also too, like I don't get injured as much, you know, or say not as much, but like I don't get injured often because I'm like Superman, if you want to say that
with the veggies, right?
Exactly.
So were you feeling like you're just a little more weighed down with the meats, red meats and stuff?
I kind of felt a little sluggish, actually, to be honest with you, because all that stuff just sits in your gut, and then all the fruits and veggies kind of cleans all of it out, and then you're free in a sense, So.
Yeah, that's I've been really eating a lot of that, like meats and stuff, and I did this weekend, and I was like, whoa, I could totally feel a difference just on that. Well, that's good. Yeah, I'm gonna be juicing up some more because juicing is good.
Yeah,
it's always good.
Plus, too, so many combinations, varieties, and recipes. So
it could go on forever.
Exactly.
That's cheaper than that frozen place where you can buy juices from that we won't say their name. But anyway, so check this out, dude. What's going on here, dude?
This is the first belt I won. It's from Central Coast Throwdown. I fought Rafael Hernandez, and I won in 23 seconds.
Wow. That's awesome,
so
dude.
it was pretty exciting. I don't remember much. It was kind of a blur. So.
So how was that? Was it compared to your first fight? I mean, your first fight, was a little bit longer, but did it feel the same? Where it's like you're there, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, it actually felt right. Because the first one was kind of like my test. You know, like to see if I really wanted to do this. And after that, I was like, hell yeah, this is what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And then ever since that first fight, I've been constantly focusing and staying, on my plan, on the plan to, make it somewhere.
Yeah.
And I know, I think the belt, and winning in 23 seconds, kind of proves that I really want this.
Yeah, it speaks for itself. And it was great. I mean, I saw a lot of the pictures that our friend Adam posted, but there was a real good picture of you and your pop, after it. I was like, man, that is a great picture. It shows that all the dedication, pays off. It totally pays off and works out. How was it when they put that on you? How was that?
When they put it on me, I didn't realize how heavy it was at first, so I almost fell forward. But it felt good. It felt like I worked so hard, and this is my prize in a sense,
Right.
But to me, a belt, it's cool and all, but it's still a fight.
Yeah.
Next one's still gonna be a fight.
Right.
So that's how I'm gonna take it and learn from it. Every fight I'm gonna learn and progress and evolve.
Right, exactly. You got to learn, progress, evolve off of every fight, and not make just this fight your pinnacle because you're a young career and you got so much. You got exactly, and the sky's the limit on that. So what's coming up for you?
I'm actually fighting in 3 weeks.
Wow.
So I'm pretty excited at the WCS, and it's actually for another title.
Okay.
Yeah. So trying to add to the collection.
Yeah, there you go.
Staying positive and staying on the right track again. And fighting, I believe, Michael Gall, I believe.
Oh, nice.
So it should be a good fight,
So I always ask everyone that's won the titles or has a title belt, do you ever just walk it around wearing it? Or you just...
Actually, I walked right after I won, I walked around with it for a good while.
Yeah.
But after that, I kind of put it up in the shelf or put it up in the, in the gym and be like, hey, that's one.
Nice.
Where can I get more? Or, this is cool and everything, but
you want to collect them.
I want to, yes.
Be a collector.
I want to progress with this.
So you guys saw everyone at Team Alpha now here in Extreme Martial Arts over here in San Jose, in Santa Clara actually. I see that you guys have a cage now.
Yeah, it's actually a new toy.
Yeah.
I like to call it. The more I'm in the cage, the more I feel comfortable. And then I get to learn my distance, my angles. I get to just feel at home, especially when I'm fighting in the cage already.
So you're saying that you're learning your distance, you're learning your angle. So compared to before, where you had an open, an area that you could just keep walking. I mean, you had in a normal match, you have an area you can't cross over, but it's different when you're in an actual cage. It's like no matter what, you can't get pushed over.
No matter what, there's no timeouts. Once you hit the cage, man, you got to get off that or have them on the cage. But the reason why I like the cage so much is that you get just more. I don't know, like it's
reality.
Exactly,
it feels real.
And the more you're in there, you realize that this is not a game.
Yeah,
it's just real life.
And it's awesome that you guys have brought that here to to the school because I mean, like you said, now it's more of a real life situation where it feels like it. And I like how it's raised up, and I like how it's metal. It's like I was grabbing it, hitting it right there. No, it's like if you're gonna, you hit that. You're playing around, you kick or hit that or run into that, you're going to feel what it feels like to actually get that kind of an impact.
Exactly.
And which is awesome. So we're going to be expecting more out of you and can't wait to watch you more. So you can, like you said, WCS, when's that?
April 27th.
April 27th. Yes, if people want to get a hold of you and find out more about you, where can they check you out?
Actually, you can check us out at Extreme Martial Arts. It's actually at 1080 Elm Street, San Jose, California. And we're always here.
Yeah. You have Facebook?
Actually, I do have Facebook. It's just
or a school Facebook.
Oh, actually, I don't think we have a school Facebook.
Okay, well, we'll have to be working on that one.
We actually have my dad's Facebook. I have a Facebook. You can find us.
Yeah, you can find us. Just punch in the Master Ramirez's. Well, thank you very much for hanging out with us today. Can't wait. I'll be watching you coming up in April and bring back another title.
Hopefully. Yeah.
All right, awesome. This is Juan, and you're watching Fight Logic, and we're out from Extreme Martial Arts here in Santa Clara with Matt.